I got a message for LeBron James. Is this on?
It's on.
LeBron James. Give the fans a middle finger.
Oh, my.
And if they do, you somehow get in, like by the skin of your teeth, do not show up. Do not partake. How dare they disrespect you in what could possibly be your last year?
9th in early All-Star voting. That number alone set Parker off like a match thrown on gasoline. 9th place. Not first, not second, not even close to the top tier. 9th. Let that sink in. Fans are voting LeBron behind players the average viewer couldn't even pick out of a lineup. Parker mocked it live, calling out Deni Avdija from the Portland Trail Blazers, asking straight up, who is that? The room went dead silent. Nobody had an answer. Parker's point was simple. If I'm LeBron James and I only get in by the skin of my teeth, I am not participating. Thanks for the disrespect after all these years, but no thanks. Yes, I am sitting here telling LeBron James directly, do not play in the All-Star game. That awkward pause said it all. Then Parker dropped a wild prediction about what LeBron might do if this trend holds. It's something so petty, yet so on brand, that it instantly set the internet on fire. This isn't a joke or an exaggeration. It is a real look at how fragile this moment is. We are talking about playful debate or standard sports radio fluff here. This was Rob Parker going scorched earth on LeBron's legacy, his relevance, and the uncomfortable question nobody wants to say out loud. Should LeBron still be doing this? Or is the league quietly moving on without him? Here's the part people don't want to hear. Parker wasn't just yelling for clicks. He laid out a cold, logical case. LeBron's dominance at All-Star Weekend used to be automatic. You know that when Magic Johnson wasn't in the league still put Magic Johnson in the All-Star game. I covered it. That was 96 in Orlando. Oh, wait, he is talking about 93. Yeah, after the HIV announcement. But my point stands. If you are LeBron, you shouldn't be thrilled about how this is playing out. Fans didn't even have to think back then. They just voted. That era is done. For context, LeBron James has made the All-Star team every single year since 2005. That is 20 straight seasons of automatic validation. No debates, no danger, no doubt. But now, for the first time in over 2 decades, the fan vote is flat out rejecting him. Sure, the coaches could still slide him in as a reserve, but that misses the point. The fans are the loudest voice, and right now they are saying something uncomfortable. This doesn't feel special anymore. Parker's co-host tried to soften the blow by bringing up Michael Jordan's final All-Star appearance, suggesting legends always fade this way. Parker wasn't buying it, not for a second. He made it clear, this isn't about age. It is about perception, patience, and whether fans are finally tired of the same old story. We are talking about LeBron James, arguably the greatest player in NBA history. This could be his final season in the NBA. We were expecting the retirement tour, the Kobe Bryant treatment, but they don't love you like that. You aren't getting that kind of love. Apparently, LeBron isn't getting that love because he is finishing 15th in voting, behind superstars like Trailblazers forward Deni Avdija. So here's the real question. Is LeBron justified in playing as long as he wants, or is this the clearest signal yet that the league and the audience are ready to turn the page? Drop your honest take in the comment. If you want real talk without the sugarcoating, hit subscribe and stay locked in, because this conversation is only getting louder. Parker shut that Michael Jordan comparison down instantly. He reminded everyone that Jordan wasn't voted in by fans at first during his final run either. Vince Carter had to personally step in and convince Jordan to take the starting spot because it was his last ride. That wasn't respect, that was pity. And Parker's point hit hard. If this can happen to Michael Jordan, it can absolutely happen to LeBron James. Parker didn't dance around it. He said it straight. LeBron isn't on Jordan's level. Not culturally, not mythically, not emotionally. So if Jordan had to swallow that kind of public embarrassment, LeBron is not immune. I think LeBron might announce his retirement at the All-Star game. That would be so LeBron, to get a little disgruntled that he didn't get voted in by the fans after 20-some seasons. It's like, this is who I am, and then he takes the moment. Hey LeBron, you aren't starting, you aren't playing right now, but what an honor. You know, the coaches put you in. I've interviewed him so many years, and I could totally see him saying, yeah, I appreciate the fans, but I'm here to let the young boys do what they do. And by the way, it's good because this is going to be my last one. But Parker wasn't finished, not even close. He said, this fan vote isn't random, it's a message, a loud one. It is a smoke signal telling LeBron his time is running out. Fans have watched him for over 2 decades. The awe is gone. The patience is gone. The magic isn't hitting the same. According to Parker, fans are exhausted. They are tired of the stat chasing, tired of the constant side stories, tired of the passive-aggressive interviews and the never-ending need to stay at the center of everything. Meanwhile, international stars are racking up votes because fans would rather invest in something fresh than keep forcing excitement for someone clearly on the back nine. Then Parker dropped his most explosive take yet. He said if LeBron barely sneaks into the All-Star game, he should send a message. Skip it. Don't show up. Don't smile for the cameras. Basically, tell the fans, you disrespect me? I won't validate this circus. I think the best move for LeBron is to snub everybody. The NBA, the fans, all of it. To let them know, I see what you've done here. The idea that this could be my last All-Star game and I'm still playing at the level the numbers show? You guys see the numbers. Okay, the numbers. I'm still doing it at a high level at this age. Which one is it? I just think rather than going along with it and showing up as a parting gift with your tail tucked between your legs, that is totally different. Michael Jordan was on a bad Wizards team, you know? They didn't even make the playoffs the 2 years he was there. LeBron is on a team with Luka. Look at the numbers for Luka. Luka is at the top. Of course he is going to be a starter. So those same Laker fans decided not to vote. Parker argued it is just an exhibition anyway, not real basketball. So why should LeBron play along if the support isn't overwhelming? Why pretend this still means what it used to? And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Parker pointed out LeBron already did this once last season. LeBron bailed on All-Star Weekend at the last minute, citing injury, no replacement ready, no real explanation. That alone showed he doesn't value the event or the fans who tune in just to see him. So why would this year be any different? If he barely gets voted in, what suddenly changes? The show also hit on something Lakers fans don't love admitting. LeBron's fan base has been bleeding for years, especially since he landed in Los Angeles. Fans tolerate him when he plays well, but love? That is different. This city loves Kobe Bryant unconditionally. Through wins, losses, injuries, there was no debate. LeBron never got that. And now, with the All-Star vote slipping, that gap has never been clearer. That is the uncomfortable truth. The city never fully embraced LeBron. And nationally, more fans are flat out exhausted by the LeBron show. If this can happen to Michael Jordan, it can happen to LeBron. In fact, it already happened to Michael Jordan. The fans didn't vote him in. Sure, the coaches threw him a lifeline and put him on the roster, but it's not the same. Remember Vince Carter? Isaiah Thomas basically had to talk him into it. Hey, Vince, come on, man. It's MJ's last game. Let him start. You cool? Okay, great. And Vince gave up the spot. But Parker's co-host nailed exactly why LeBron's All-Star numbers look so ugly this year. It wasn't complicated. LeBron sat out the first 14 games of the season. 14. Officially, they labeled it an injury, but let's be real. A lot of people saw that as him protesting the Lakers' direction. Fair or not, perception is reality. Fans don't vote for empty jerseys. Meanwhile, you've got guys like Denny Avdia grinding every single night, playing hard, competing, no drama, no mysterious disappearances. Fans respect availability. They respect hustle. Taking a month-long break doesn't exactly scream all-star. And then there's the bigger issue. The league has simply moved on. This isn't the LeBron James show anymore. With the rise of international phenoms and the younger generation taking over, eyes are drifting elsewhere. Even without the Lakers brand behind them, guys like Luka Doncic are dominating the conversation. That kills LeBron in the voting. And whether people want to admit it or not, the shift inside the Lakers organization is even louder. The front office is clearly planning for life after LeBron. They're pushing Austin Reeves as a core piece. The coaching staff is locked in. Contracts are being structured for the long haul. LeBron isn't the center of the universe anymore. That has to burn. For a guy who spent 2 decades being the sun the entire solar system revolves around, suddenly being treated like an expiring asset is a brutal reality check. Parker made a simple point. This isn't disrespect, it's just reality. That explains Rich Paul's sudden media blitz. All that talk about championships, commitment, and excellence? That wasn't inspiration, that was damage control. Everyone could see LeBron wasn't thrilled with his shrinking role or the spotlight fading. But here's the kicker. Even after all that noise, the Lakers aren't exactly rushing to extend him. No urgency, no public vows of loyalty, nothing. It feels like a one-year rental, not a long-term partnership. Parker also drew a sharp contrast with Michael Jordan that really hit home. MJ didn't need a personal PR machine spinning his legacy 24/7. No endless TV segments, no podcast army, no former players running defense for him non-stop. Jordan let his game do the talking. LeBron has people speaking for him, and when the fan vote goes cold, the silence is deafening. Jordan's legacy stood on its own. LeBron has an entire media ecosystem working overtime, and he's still sitting 9th in All-Star voting. That's the embarrassing part they can't spin. Think about it. Endless TV segments, podcast, analysts bending over backward, and the fans still said, nah, that vote isn't random. It's a rejection. People see through the PR. Fans are tired of being force-fed the GOAT narrative when their eyes tell a different story. They're exhausted by the forced comparisons, the rewritten history, and the constant context excuses. The fan vote is the only voice regular people have, and they used it. Then Parker dropped a bombshell. He floated a scenario that sounds crazy until you consider LeBron's track record. Parker thinks LeBron might announce his retirement during All-Star Weekend. Look at the setup. The game is in Los Angeles, his city, his arena. He's frustrated with the voting. The Lakers won't commit. The tension is already there. If there was ever a moment for a dramatic pivot, this is it. Parker laid it out step by step. LeBron doesn't start because the fans didn't vote him in, but the cameras still find him. An interviewer pulls him aside during the weekend. They say something polite like, LeBron, it's an honor to have you here. The coaches picked you even without the vote. And then boom, he smiles. Thanks everyone. Pauses and casually drops, by the way, this is my last one. That's it. Mic drop. Chaos. Parker called it the ultimate LeBron move. He takes a moment where fans rejected him and flips it into a legacy-defining announcement that hijacks the entire weekend. Every headline, every debate show instantly pivots back to him. And look what that move does. It flips the narrative overnight. No more fans are done with LeBron. No more he looks washed. Instead, it becomes LeBron's farewell tour. Celebrate greatness. Respect the legend. The co-host actually agreed. Not emotionally, but strategically. He said it would be a smart media play, a clean pivot, announce the retirement at the All-Star game, then launch the farewell tour for the rest of the season. Whether he does it or not, Parker's point was brutal and simple. LeBron doesn't lose control of narratives, he reclaims them. If fans won't give him the spotlight willingly, he might just take it. If LeBron announces it's his final season, attendance would spike immediately. Fans would show up just to say they saw him one last time. That's basic supply and demand. It's exactly what happened with Kobe Bryant, and it worked perfectly for his farewell run. But then the commentary took a darker turn. Parker's co-host said something that cut deep. Even if LeBron announces his retirement at the All-Star game, most people might not care that much. Sure, the media will eat it up, headlines everywhere, shows debating it, but emotionally, fans are drained. The magic is gone. It wouldn't feel like Kobe's goodbye, and it definitely wouldn't feel like Jordan walking away. According to the panel, people are simply ready for the page to turn. They want the next era. No more nostalgia loops, no more legacy reminders every night. They also debated where he should retire. Some said Cleveland. One last run where it all started. Poetic, full circle, clean ending. Others said just finish it in LA and close the book. But everyone agreed on one thing. Watching LeBron chase stats for another 2 or 3 years on mediocre teams isn't appealing. Nobody wants that. That doesn't feel legendary. It feels forced. Parker kept hammering the same point. LeBron will never pass Michael Jordan by simply playing longer, not by breaking counting records, not by padding stats late in his career. Jordan did more in less time with more dominance and without dragging it out. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Chasing numbers at this stage doesn't build LeBron's legacy. It chips away at it. It looks desperate. It turns greatness into an endurance contest instead of a dominance display. The fan vote reflects that shift perfectly. People don't want to watch an aging icon scraping for 8th or 9th place in voting. They don't want load management. They don't want constant reminders of what he used to be. They want hunger, energy, and new faces grinding every night. They want the future, not another lecture on history. What makes this whole situation sting even more is that it's happening in public, in real time. No hiding. The vote totals are right there for everyone to see. 9th place, trailing behind names that casual fans barely recognize. That's not disrespect, that's reality. That's the humiliation. For a guy who spent his entire career obsessing over image and control, sitting in 9th place is a slap in the face. And the commentary made it clear. This didn't happen in a vacuum. LeBron's own behavior helped create this moment. Missing the first 14 games, looking disengaged on the bench, throwing subtle shots at the front office, the passive-aggressive comments. Fans noticed that stuff. That's why Parker's advice to LeBron James was blunt and unforgiving. Retire now. Do it on your terms. Announce it at the All-Star game. Control the narrative while you still can, because if he hangs on for another 2 or 3 years, this only gets uglier. The rejection will grow, the numbers will drop, the teams will get worse, and every season will chip away at what's left of the legacy. It is a toss-up whether James is actually tuning into this noise or not, but one fact stands out. Rob Parker just voiced the uncomfortable truth that millions of hoopheads have been harboring privately, but hesitated to say out loud. Those All-Star returns laid out the cold, hard truth. The crowd is not outraged anymore. They are just apathetic. And for a global icon, total indifference is the absolute worst spot to be in. It does not matter if he hangs up the sneakers now or tries to squeeze out a few more seasons. The bottom line stays the same. His chapter as the league's golden boy is officially closed. If you appreciate raw, unfiltered sports takes, go ahead and crush that like button, hit subscribe, and keep it locked right here because we are far from done with this topic.